Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. We are on the road again, as you can see, and we're going away for a couple of nights to North Cornwall. So we are heading towards Camelford, which, as I say, North Cornwall. Camelford is south of Bude but north of Newquay, if that means anything to you. We've not been there before. We've been to Newquay, I've never been to Bude, and I've never been to Camelford. We booked this site literally because it's just a couple of hours from home. We're only going for 2 nights, so it's easy to get there. The drive-in should be a nice steady ride, and it will just give us a chance to see a couple of things that I want to see while we're there, and just a bit of time away. So the routing that we are going down the M5, and then from the M5 we'll come off at Exeter, and then we'll take the A30. The A30 is a very well-known road for those that go down to Cornwall. It's a road I really like, is the A30. Big long road that literally, it's like an arterial route all the way down through Cornwall. I've towed down it a couple of times with our 8-foot wide Adria Caravan. It's a nice road. You have a couple of hills. There's a little bit, it's a little bit hilly in some places. So that's just one to bear in mind with your tow car match, or however heavy your motorhome is. But otherwise, it's a really nice route. It can get very, very busy in peak times. So we're going to come off, say, onto the A30, and then from the A30, we'll then be cutting across on the A395, and then we'll be doing a left turn onto the A39, and heading a little bit further south on the A39 straight into Camelford itself. Camelford looks like a fairly small town. I think it's a town, it might be a village, I'm not sure. And we've decided to stop overnight at the Camelford Caravan and Motorhome Club site. I like to sort of mix and match where I stay. With it be a private site, a club site, CLCS, or even like a pub stop or something. But on this occasion, we've booked this site because we've got a friend that's stopping there Sunday night, and we wanted to catch up with them. So because of that, that sort of influenced our decision. So we're going to stop at Camelford. Now, that's quite a small club site. I think it's got about 56 pitches, according to the site plan. 13 of those pitches are hard standing with electric, and the rest are grass with electric. Now, in good weather, that's fine, but obviously we've had torrential rain for 2 weeks. So I did actually ring the site yesterday and spoke to the warden, a chap from Barnsley. So we had the north in common, and I asked him if his grass pitches were okay, because if we had the Caravan, I just wouldn't even be bothered. But obviously with the motorhome, I'm just a little bit more cautious if the ground's very wet. Anyway, long story short, the pitches are fine. So what our plan is today is to arrive at Camelford. Now, the drive-in should be fairly straightforward. It looks like you come off the A39, you turn off onto a B road, and literally the site is there. So access should not be a problem for most units. We're going to get checked in. Whether we'll get a hard standing pitch or grass, it's neither here nor there, but we're going to get checked in. And then we're going to make our way to Tintagel. Now, Tintagel is a village right on the coast, and it's best known for Tintagel Castle, and it's sort of got some history with Camelot and King Arthur and Merlin. So I've read up a little bit, so hopefully when we get there, I'll be able to give you a little bit of insight into Tintagel. I'll feel like a tour guide. So we'll be doing that, and I'll explain a bit more when we get there. As well as doing Tintagel, tomorrow's looking like a really wet play day. I think tomorrow we'll have to have a bit of a think about the day, but I'm hoping to go to Widemouth Bay or Widemouth Bay. Again, a little bit further north to Tintagel and an amazing beach and the sea and what have you, which is great for fudge. So we're going to do that, and then we might venture up to Bude, which is again a little bit further north. Never been to Bude. I would like to see it. So even if it's a wet play day, we can still drive up there, show you where you can park, how it looks, what there is. So that is the plan for the weekend. So hopefully you'll enjoy the trip with us. We're going to see, obviously, as I say, the site at Camelford, Tintagel, King Arthur and Merlin. Apparently there's a cave, Merlin's cave, and then Widemouth Bay and a bit of Bude. So fingers crossed it all goes to plan. I'll see you a little bit further down the road as we're heading into the Camelford club site. So I'll see you there. So we've come off the A30, we've done the A395. The A395 is a really easy road, to be honest, so even if you've got a big caravan or a motorhome, that won't be a problem at all. And we've now just dropped onto the A39. I'll turn the camera around shortly and we'll go into the site together. So the A39, this is going to drop us through Camelford, and then obviously you could, if you're going somewhere else, you can follow it either direction, north and south. Camelford itself, I don't know a great deal about Camelford, I'll be honest. It's about 10-15 minutes from the coast. It looks like it's got fairly reasonable amenities. I think there's 2 pubs, there's a couple of takeaways, there's some little sort of shops that you'd expect in that sort of place. There is, you can walk from Camelford Caravan and Motorhome Club site back into the sort of town itself, so you can go in on foot. The River Camel passes through it, so hence it's probably got its name, Camel Ford. And there is one car park in the centre. From what I've read, I don't think it's overly easy to park in there with a motorhome, so that's just worth considering, but obviously fine with a car. So that's it really. So we're going to now proceed down the 39, and then we'll be turning right on a B road to the site. So I'll spin you around, and then at least we can see the journey in together as we go through Camelford. So there we go. We've got a couple of patches of blue sky, but let's not get carried away because it's not that amazing, I must say. So we'll trundle on into Camelford. So here we are venturing down into Camelford itself. Obviously it is a 30 zone, and you see there the sign as you come in. Gateway to Bodmin Moor. I must say, I've never really done much of Bodmin Moor. I don't think we've really done Bodmin, have we, Jules? So I can't really tell you anything about Bodmin. But this road is going to drive us straight through. Now, as we come in, we'll have a residential part at the top. And then we'll come across the centre and several of the shops. Now, you'll be pleased to know there is a fish and chip shop here. I don't think I'll be getting to try them on this trip, but we will go past it. It gets pretty good reviews by all accounts, so it might be worth trying. It's just a little bit of a pinch point at the top, so just bear that in mind, obviously, if you're a little bit wide. So this is Camelford itself, just dropping in. Now, the fish and chip shop that I mentioned, that is just there on our left-hand side. So apparently that's very good. The car park is just opposite on the right. So where we are now, that there on the right is Churchfield Car Park, which is fine if you're in a car, but not very good if you're in a motorhome from what I've read. These are the other shops as we come through. We've got a nice butcher's, we've got a Chinese, there's a spa. I believe there's also, as we go through, there is a co-op as well. So if you did need to get a couple of food bits, if you were staying here, you could do that as well. There's a traffic light system. Obviously it gets a little bit narrow through the centre. We'll have a look at that as we go through. and then we're just going to pass out the other side and we won't be far from the site there. So here we go. So this really is Camelford, so we're seeing it for the first time together because, as I say, I've never been. So now we're going to go through the approach into Camelford Caravan and Motorhome Club site, which should be fairly straightforward. We're currently heading south down the 39 away from Camelford, and we're going to be taking a right-hand turn very soon. So we'll just go a little bit further on and then we're taking a right-hand turn on the B3266, and it is signposted for Tintagel and Castle, so it's quite easy to find. So we'll be taking this right-hand turn. It also says Bude Park Hotel, so those would be the signs that you're looking for. And as I say, this road does look pretty wide. I've looked at it on Street View and it looks absolutely fine for coming in with most units. So we're going to follow this road literally just down to the end, and then we'll be doing a left at the end. But this gives you an idea, obviously, if you're coming in, whether you're towing or driving. We'll then be taking a left-hand turn here. So on this bend, you just want to go left. Again, you can see the signs there. It says Tintagel Country House Hotel. So we'll do a left here, and here's the club site. So this is Camelford Caravan and Motorhome Club site, and it's just a left-hand turn into here. So as I say, that's really straightforward. You shouldn't have any issue at all getting into this site. I'd say if you're towing or you've got a long unit, just take it steady up this hill, because you might just catch yourself there if you've got a bit of an overhang. So there we go, and the reception building is just here on the left. So we're going to stop here. So there we go. Thank you, Jules. Right, I'll just turn the camera around. So there we go. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Let me try and get Jules in the shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and check in. So I'll do that and then I'll come back to you and we'll find ourselves a suitable pitch, and then we'll be heading off to Tintagel. I keep wanting to call it Tintagel. Tintagel. I've got a thing with places. Right, I'll go get us checked in. I'll be back in a minute. Right, so that's it. I've been in, I've checked in with the warden. I don't know his name, but what an absolute credit to the club. Lovely chap from Barnsley, so we had a little chat. Really, really nice gentleman. 2 nights, it's costing us £20 a night, which I think is pretty good, really, for a nice electric pitch. There's a service block just to my right. What I'll do is I'll just turn you round so you can see as we go. So literally you check in and we're going to drive around. Now you can see all these are the grass pitches, so you can see the various pegs. The ground, despite the rain, is not too bad at all. So, you know, grass wouldn't be too much of a problem. There are some hard standings available, so personally I'm going to direct us towards a hard standing. Now you probably see just sort of here somewhere, there's a motorhome service point there on the right, and just on the left there's a normal service point. Now there's a couple of hard standings. I think this one's available, and I'm not sure if there's one down there, Jules, as well. So if we carry on a bit, I think there's 2 or 3 that he said were free. So the hard standings are sort of in the middle. We've got a choice there of 56. I think it's one of those, you can't pre-book one, so unfortunately you just have to hope for the best. There's another one down there, and I think he said this end one down here's free, Jules, as well, so that's quite nice. There's a couple of seasonal pitches on this site, so they do have seasonals and they do have a bit of storage, which you can probably just see ahead of us down there. So they've got that. Now this pitch here is available. I don't know if you want to, should we go for this one, Jules? Or do you want, yeah, looks quite level. For 2 nights, I don't think it makes much difference, does it? So, I think we'll go on pitch 50. Doesn't bother me too much. There's another service point obviously just opposite it as well. There's some all right views from the site. We go nose in because we've got our door on the right hand side. Well done, Jules. I'll just spin us round again. I won't go too fast because it will make you a bit sick. So that is basically Camelford site. It's quite obviously a small, compact site. As I say, it says 56 pitches on the map, 13 are hard standing, the rest are grass. There is a shower block with all the services. There's a motorhome service point. So yeah, it seems okay. The dog walk, there isn't a specific poop pit that I'm aware of, but there is a dog walk. If you go back out of the entrance and turn right, it shows a little, on my map, it shows a little picture of a dog there. So, so there is like a little dog walk just outside the gate. We'll put our leveller down. We always do this. Chill out, Fudge. We're not getting out quite yet. Right, so we are, stand by. Oh, wow. We're absolutely perfect, front and back. Oh, well, there we go. We don't even have to get the ramps out. We're doing quite well with ramps, aren't we? I don't think.
Doing really well.
Have we used the ramps much? Once at Woolacombe? I think we only used the ramps at Woolacombe. Other than that, that's been it. I'll put that back. Thanks, Jules.
I'm going to take a picture so I can impose it.
Okay.
So you can see.
So I'll let Jules take a picture of that for you. So what we'll do is we're just literally going to put our... We've got a sign for when we leave site. We've got a sign that we can put on the pitch that basically says the pitch is occupied. So we'll leave that on the pitch. We'll we'll stretch Fudge's legs, and then we'll thanks, Jules. Then we'll head off to Tintagel, and we'll explore the world of Merlin and King Arthur in a little bit more detail. So I'll see you once we're back on the road to Tintagel. So we've secured our pitch, hard standing, which I'm quite relieved about, if I'm honest, at the site. And we are back on the road. We're heading now to Tintagel, which is where we're going to spend the afternoon. And the sun's making, well, okay, maybe not the sun isn't making an appearance, but the blue sky is making an appearance. It is meant to be dry this afternoon, so fingers crossed when we get there, we do have some dry weather. Now, I've been doing a bit of research about Tintagel to find out what's there and what is it worth a visit, and it would appear so. So Tintagel is like a small village on the coast, and the whole thing behind it is the Tintagel Castle and the history of King Arthur and Merlin and all this sort of stuff. I don't know how true some of it is, but you know, it's what they say. From what I can gather, the Tintagel Castle, which is now a ruin, but we'll see when we get there, there's some, I think it was sort of originally built around 700 AD, and that's when sort of the sort of history goes back to. And it's where a lot of the Cornish kings and queens lived. So it looks quite interesting. I like stuff like that, all that sort of Camelot and kings and all that fantasy stuff. Now, this is a really good place if you're going in your motorhome, because basically, as we go in, we'll turn the camera around and we'll see a bit more. But basically, as we go in, there's three car parks in particular in Tintagel where you can not only park in your motorhome, but you can actually stay overnight. Now, as you go in, there's two car parks as you go in. It's not those two. A little bit further in, there's a car park on your right-hand side called Mayfair Car Park, and that'll be on your right-hand side, and it's going to be opposite the Big Fish or something like that, Big Fish chip shop. That car park, as you go in there, as far as I know, it's about a couple of pounds for a couple of hours, which is pretty reasonable. Obviously, you can stay longer if you want. You can then stay overnight, and I think there's a 24-hour ticket that might be £8 or something like that. But basically, you can stay in that car park overnight. The next car park along is King Arthur's car park, and that's set behind King Arthur's public house. That's meant to be a really good pub. So King Arthur's car park, which is, say, on the right as well. We're just having to pull our mirror in at this point. Stand by. There we go, we're in a narrow spot here. King Arthur's car park is one of the bigger car parks. Can we edge forward a bit, Jules? I don't know. This is a little bit narrow. This is when you need a DL, you see. You know, I told you about the country lanes in Cornwall. This is one of those times when that DL would have been quite valuable, I think, wouldn't it, Jules? Jules did well there. We got through. So, so King Arthur's big car park, and again, you can park there. I think it's about £3 during the day and £3.50 or so, or it was £3.50, it might be more. Always check these prices, but you can park in that car park overnight in your motorhome. A bit further round the corner is the Country Club car park, and again you can park in there in your motorhome, and you can also stay overnight in your motorhome, and again that's £3, £4, £5, whatever it is overnight. So excellent. If you're not wanting to stop on a caravan site, you can stay in those 3 car parks overnight and you're right there in the action. They obviously don't have any services for motorhomes in those car parks, but what they do have is there are some public toilets, I think, in King Arthur's car park, and obviously there's a lot of amenities in the village itself. There's various takeaways and stuff. So what we'll do is we will join you when we are back in the car park at Tintagel, show you that, and then we'll make our way to the exciting stuff. So that was just a bit of information. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, and I'll see you in Tintagel. I've decided, because Jules hasn't sort of obviously been sat looking at car parks, which is what I've been doing quite a bit this week. I've decided we'll be parking. We're going to head for the Mayfair Car Park first of all, which is the first car park that motorhomes are able to park in, and all being well, we should be able to go in there, and as we drive in, at the sort of almost at the back of the car park is where, instead of it being bays, it's more sort of just open, so we shouldn't have an issue with the overhang, we shouldn't have an issue with having to get 2 bays. If you're coming with your motorhome, we'll show you it when we get there, so it should give you an idea about parking. If that one's taken, if that's full, then we'll head to King Arthur. King Arthur's the same, it's got a grassed area again. King Arthur. It's probably not, I've probably got the names wrong, it's probably not even King Arthur, but I think it is. That's got a grassed area, and then also round the bend, the Country Club car park, that's a little bit smaller, but again that's got an area as well, a grassed area for motorhomes. So fingers crossed, this should hopefully be a really easy experience. I'll turn you around because we're now literally just coming into Tintagel, so I don't obviously want you to miss this bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, we'll be following the road round, and obviously there are signs for parking. As we get into Tintagel, we're going to be doing a left onto 4th Street, which I'll tell Jules in good time. But basically it's at the top of this road. So this is the approach into Tintagel, and as you can see now, the sun's out and this is looking super. If you were to turn right at this roundabout and go back up this road, there are some car parks up there on that side of 4th Street. So if you're in a car, you can go right, and there's some car parks up there for normal cars. So if we go left here, and we're then going to be taking a right-hand turn, which I need to look out for, and that's going to be into the Mayfair, and it's literally just going to be down here, Jules. I can just see a sign on the right, a parking sign. Can you see here? So this is where we're going to try first of all. It says Central Car Park. No, right here, darling, sorry. Yeah, right here. So this is Central Car Park. So we'll just wait for it to clear. See, it's fairly busy. Today is Saturday. The weather hasn't been great, but it's slowly starting to improve. And this is where we're going to try first of all. So here we go. It's looking good. We're clear there, Jules. Right. So as you drive in, this was the top half of the car park that's got the bays that I mentioned. But if you go straight on through the gap here, this is where motorhomes can park, Say it's a grassed area. It looks like we're going to fall pretty lucky today, so we won't venture too far into the grass in case it's a little bit wet. But basically, the long and short of it is you just find somewhere to park in here. So I'll let Jules find us a suitable spot. Looks quite, it looks fairly sort of hard and compacted underneath, so even in bad weather you should be okay. And there we go. Thank you, Jules. Right, brilliant. I'm really relieved that actually worked. Right, there's a pay and display machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out how much it's going to cost. I think it's £2 for a few hours, and I think that's what we're going to go for. It might be coin only at this machine. I seem to remember reading, Fudge is ready to get out. I remember reading that this is cash only, so I've got a couple of pounds. I don't think there is. I don't think there's an app here, which I'll confirm once I've been and paid. And I don't think you can pay on card. Again, I'll confirm that once I've been. But I'm going to pay for a couple of hours. So let me go and sort out that, and then I'll come back and I'll give you a bit of an update. So I won't be a minute. Right, I'm back from the pay and display machine. Long story short, it is cash only, no card. I think the other car park next door does. King Arthur. I think you can do card and app and stuff on that one. But I've paid £2. You've got to enter your reg. So I've entered that, £2 for up to 2 hours, because I don't think our plan today will not be as long as involved and as it would have been had the weather been good. But I'll talk more about that once we get out there and we can see a bit more and we're not just sat here in the motorhome. So if you wanted to come and stop overnight, it's £8 for 24 hours. So obviously it's lunchtime now. So if we were wanting to stop overnight, it would have just cost us £8. So instead of going to a campsite, you could just stop here. And as I say, it's, you know, you've seen the grassed area. So yeah, brilliant. Right, we'll saddle up Fudge. We'll leave that in the windscreen. I'm going to get some fish and chips for lunch, and we're going to... oh yeah, so there's a fish and chip shop here. On the reviews, it only gets a 3.7 out of 5, which is pretty not good. I'm going to test them out and I'll let you know. So that's going to be my lunch plan. We'll get you something, Jules.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I'll get you something. And then my plan is to head out round Tintagel so you can have a look. But then I want to get out there and show you the main part that is what you'd be coming here to see. So super. We'll catch up with you in a minute. So we've got into Tintagel, and this one is King Arthur's car park, which it says on the sign, obviously, overnight motorhomes and camper vans. You can see this one is considerably busier than the car park we've just gone to, but then it is next to this pub here, which is the King Arthur's Arms, and that on the reviews looks very good. So if you were staying in the car park, you can just get a meal. Other than that, there's opposite, there is the Big Fish, which I think's there. So that's the 3.7 out of 5, that one. So I'll be giving it a go though. So there we go. So that's the other car park. And then the Tintagel road that continues down is in that direction. And here's Jules and Fudge. Fudge is a little bit overexcited about Tintagel. Probably wants some of King Arthur's fish and chips. So we're going to carry on down and make our way towards the castle. So the castle is literally carrying on down 4th Street towards the sea. We're going to hopefully pop out and I'll talk to you a bit more about the cost, because it does cost if you want to see some of the things down there, but I'll cover that when we get down there.
I've also got to say the food smells here are amazing.
Yeah. And there's loads of little dogs as well, so it's obviously quite popular with dogs. But yeah, the food's smelling good. It seems busy. So yeah, let's power on to further down down into Tintagel. Okay, so I've been into the Big Fish, which is on the main road, and I've got some. What I've gone for is cod bites with chips, which is £5, because it is lunchtime. I don't want to overdo it, you know, and overexcite myself, but I was really impressed actually at how much I got in here. So I'll just open this up. So yeah, you can see there's steam coming off it. So that was £5. So let's give it a go. So I've got salt and vinegar on them. They're pretty good chips actually. Okay. Chips are good. And then I've gone for cod. Give this a go. Batter looks nice. Oh wow. Okay. That's really fishy cod. I know that sounds a bit daft because obviously cod's fishy, but that's got a really nice taste to it. So yeah, I would give them I'd probably go a strong 7.5, which sounds pretty good for me. So that's higher than what I saw on the internet, to be fair. They're pretty good. They're definitely worth trying. So there we go. So I've got some fish and chips. We're going to carry on now walking down towards what we're here to see. So come on, let's venture this way. Okay, so we walked on down 4 Street, and down near the bottom as it curves to the right there was a bakery, and there's a sign that says Coastal Path. If you go down there, almost immediately is sort of where the Tintagel Castle sort of tour experience starts. Now this site, the Tintagel Castle, it is owned by English Heritage. Now what I found out is, if you don't want to pay a penny, what you can do is you can walk down the path. You get to where the entrance to the castle is. It's quite a steep hill, but when you get down there, if you carry on round to the right, you can just stay on the southwest coastal path and see all this on foot like we're doing. If you want to pay, it's £14.50 per adult at this time of year. So £14.50, it does go up in peak season. So it would have cost Jules and I £29. Now, if you want to pay £29, what you do when you get to the bottom of the track where we went, was you go in through sort of a different gate, an entry, and that basically is going to bring you across over here. And this ruin here, that is the castle. So you can get to see that. Now, many years ago, there was a very old bridge that went across from the land to what this bit here that's called the island, which is there. Now that castle, obviously, that path, sorry, the bridge, obviously fell into a great deal of disrepair and crumbled away. So to get over there, you had to go down all these zigzaggy steps, down that side and then back up the other side. So what they did in 2015, they designed a bridge, a footbridge, to replace the old one. And you can see the footbridge there. So in 2018, planning permission was granted, and they started building that bridge in June 2018 it began. And it was completed in August 2019. And that's the bridge there. Now, as you walk across it, it's actually Cornish slate that they've used. I think the handrails are steel, but there is now the new bridge, and you can get across then to the island. And over on the island, there's a statue, King Arthur's statue. I'd have to have a close look. I don't think I can see it. But yeah, so if you want to pay extra, you can go across that footbridge, see the castle, and go out onto the island. As you can see, it's rather windy out here. It was completely still in the village centre, but out here on the cliff edge, it is wild. we've actually come out on a path that was signposted to the church, and that's brought us up here. If Jules turns around to his left, you can actually just see the church. This is the cliff top path. So this is part of the southwest coastal path, and that's the church that you can see there, and you can get quite close up to that, obviously. So, yeah, basically, this is what you'd be coming to see at Tintagel, and the sun's come out. It's absolutely beautiful. And if it was a nicer day and we were here a bit longer, I probably would have paid £29 for Jules and I to have that experience. It's also worth noting that at the top of the path and at the bottom, the English Heritage have a Land Rover, and for £1.50 an adult, it'll take you up and down the path. So if you're a bit worried about walking back up, if you struggle with your mobility in that respect, you can jump on that. So yeah, I'm sorry it's gale force winds, but the main thing is we've seen it. I mean, the sea is absolutely beautiful. It is so blue. And this is what I do love about Cornwall is the sea. I mean, just look at that. That is amazing. And as I say, that's the island, and you can have a walk around there. The one thing I forgot to mention is Merlin's cave. Now, apparently, somewhere down there in the ravine, there is a cave, and that's where Merlin lived. I don't know if it's true. If you pay your £29 for two of you, you can go down and have a look at the cave. So if you've been, please tell me in the comments, is it really Merlin's cave or is it just a cave? So there we go. So what we're going to do is Jules and I are going to have a walk on the path with Fudge. You ready, Fudge? So we're going to go for a walk and then head back up to the motorhome and head back to the site. So hopefully you've enjoyed just having a look at Tintagel. I'd say, yeah, this is worth a visit. This is really nice. But yeah, that's our plan for the next couple of hours. So I'll catch you in a bit when it's less windy.
So as a little bonus edition, I just thought I'd show you exactly where Karina is going for her ice cream. So I'm going Eton Mess. I think she's going salted caramel. So Mayfair's, which is just next to the car park where we park the motorhome. So short trip, sit in the motorhome, eat that, go back to the site.
I went for ice creams.
I've just done a little piece to explain.
Yeah,
you needed to finish off your fish and chips.
I went for ice cream. I got vanilla, and I got Jules. He wanted one scoop, but I got him two. I got him Eton Mess, and I got him chocolate mint choc chip or something. Hopefully, will that be okay, Jules? Do you like that? I normally get it wrong.
It's only because she knows that she's going to be finishing it off.
I don't like mint choc chip. I like vanilla, chocolate. Anyway, you don't need to know what sort of ice cream I like. So anyway, so we're going to have an ice cream and yeah, then head back to site. So thanks for joining us at Tintagel. We'll catch you a bit later on site. Morning. So yesterday we had a really nice day, didn't we, at Tintagel?
Absolutely.
We were really lucky with the weather. We got out on the cliff and we had a brilliant time. We did, didn't we? We got back.
Hopefully you saw some amazing views.
Yeah. If we'd have had longer, we'd have done a lot more there. And then we ventured back to site and we had a quiet night last night. We had Hunter's chicken and coleslaw. Not exciting, I know, not the usual takeaway we ate in. Camelford site, really good.
Yeah, I love it.
It
is nice.
The wardens, Mick and Pat, they're from Barnsley. They're brilliant. Some of the nicest wardens we've come across. Very accommodating, really nice. The site is very good. I'd come back here. £20 a night. It's a nice site. So we had a quiet night. We had a really nice sunset, didn't we? Really nice sunset. So that was nice to see. And then we were up quite early this morning.
Too early on Sunday morning.
Too early for Jules. Today's plan, it's currently dry, but it's meant to rain. The wind has picked up considerably. It is windy. We are going to head back to the A39 and we're going to go back north towards Bude. We're going to call into Widemouth Bay or Widemouth Bay, which looks like a huge sort of beach, which we'll go and explore. There's a place there that you can actually stop overnight in a motorhome or a camper van right on the beach. So we'll have a look at that as we go past, because that'll be of interest, I'm sure, to a lot of you. And then we're going to trundle up to another car park that you can park your motorhome in, and there's a cafe there. So I'm hoping we're going to get a breakfast. Our plan is to get a breakfast today. And then we're going to trundle up to Bude. Never been to Bude. Bude looks like a good-sized town. There's plenty of amenities there, including supermarkets, shops. There's a beach. There's a car park. There's meant to be a car park that's suitable for motorhome parking. So again, I'll show you that, because I found one of the main things with the motorhome is you're sort of worrying when you leave your motorhome where you're going to come back to a ticket. And that's sort of the main worry. And I think a lot of people, especially sort of the car parks now, is knowing, you know, are you allowed to park there? How many tickets should you buy? So I'm going to show you some more motorhome parking in Bude, and then hopefully show you just sort of around Bude a little bit, weather dependent. So that's the plan. So less talking, more rolling.
Absolutely. Wagons roll.
Wagons roll. A lot of people have asked about how we save our pitch when we go out for the day. We have bought from Amazon a signboard for motorhomes that was about £10, I think.
I can't remember. It was a while ago. It
was last year.
The accessory vlog.
When we had the mini matrix last year, we bought it on Amazon. So we leave that on the pitch. We peg it down with a ground peg, and that's it. And that saves our pitch. So yeah, onwards, and let's head to Widemouth Bay. So look out for these signs. Widemouth Bay, Bude Coastal Road. So this is where we do our left-hand turn. And this is basically, we can see the sea ahead of us, so that's great. I always like to see the sea. It'll just dip out of view now, but we'll see that again in a minute. So as we swing round, now we're going to follow it round to the right. So we'll go around here, we can see the sea looks amazing. Now what we're going to find as we go round, now this is the sort of resort ahead of us, and I'm going to hopefully be able to show you the first car park, which is Black Rock, as I say, which has got a cafe, parking, and also a small sort of grassed area, almost like a field, where you can pay to stop in your motorhome. So that's the beach ahead of us. That's part of it. It's separated into different parts. So this is Black Rock Beach ahead of us. We see the tide's a little bit choppy today. I wonder if straight ahead that is Black Rock jutting out. I might just be making that up as usual. Right, so ahead of us, this sort of, I'll just point if I can, this here, this is Black Rock Cafe, and this has got parking if you want to stop here. What we'll do is we'll just see if we can pull in, and then I'll be able to show you the motorhome parking. So we'll just, hopefully we can get into the car park without too much trouble. Yeah. So yeah, if we turn here, thanks Jules. Right, we don't want to go through there because we're going to have to pay there, but this is the cafe ahead. So to park here at Black Rock, it's £5, and that's for your day's parking. And this is the car park that you can see here. Now we've just had a word with the gentleman and asked if we could just come down just to have a look at this bit and the motorhome parking bit. So basically, if you were to park at Black Rock, it's £5, and the beach here, it's a mixture of sand and rock. And if we drive around, we have to then go out this way, so it's one way in, one way out. I asked him about the motorhome field. You can stop overnight in the field, and it's £20 for the night. So if you wanted to stop here instead of on a site, then it's £20. So we'll venture out and head off to the cafe where we're going to get some breakfast. But to get out, you just spin round here and we're going to pop back out on the road that we came in on. So there we go, that was Black Rock Beach and the cafe and the parking there. We're just going to go a little bit further on to the next parking, and that's where Widemouth Bay Beach is and the Widemouth Bay Cafe. Now this next car park's a lot bigger, there's well over 500 parking spaces. You can't stop overnight in your motorhome or camper van, but you can park during the day. And it looks quite reasonable. It's just over, about £1.10 for an hour, and then it goes up. So for a full day's parking in the next car park, you're probably looking again at about £4 or £5 if you wanted to park there for a whole day and spend the day on the beach. So this is where we're going to be going in, and this is Widemouth Bay Long Stay Car Park. So if we take a left, and bear round to the left as you come in here. That's it. And the cafe is just there on the left. And if we follow it round to the right, we can park down here, I think, Jules, to the right. Right, so this is Widemouth Bay. Again, a little bit of rugged rock, some sandy beach. Dogs are obviously allowed, there's lots of dogs there. And as you can see, it's still a rather windy and blustery day. So you can park, yeah, if you carry on straight on, Jules. So you can park either in the top part or then down here. The good thing about this is the bays aren't marked, so you don't have to worry about overhangs and what have you. But we'll just pull up here so we can have a look and see what the parking's like. So that's Widemouth Bay. The rain has arrived. Jules has just jumped out. Here he is. Jules has jumped out. I've jumped out. We've got a bit of footage of it for you. It looks a really nice spot, but yeah, it's now blowing a gale and pelting it down. So the cafe, I'm not sure if is it just, I think it's just opening now. So we will be able to go and get some breakfast. It opens at 9:30. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay and display. I'm not sure if this is on an app. Oh, there's one there. I think, yeah, I think you can do this car park on the, I think there might be an app, but we'll check. Jules is literally running to the pay and display machine. Here he is. He's gone to look. So there we go. He won't be a minute. Yeah, we're going to get some breakfast, Fudge. Here he comes. You won't see me running. I'm not a very good runner. I don't look like that when I run. Can we do it on the app?
Just park. Pay by mobile app. Brilliant. 8214 is the code. Right.
So what we'll do is we'll park up, do that. We'll pay for a couple of hours. We're going up to Widemouth Bay Cafe and we're going to get some breakfast.
Woohoo!
Yay! So yeah, so we'll catch you in a little bit once we've had some breakfast. You're not having breakfast, but you've had yours. So we now look like drowned little rats because it is absolutely pouring down and blowing a gale, but nonetheless we've obtained food from Widemouth Bay Cafe. I've got a sausage sandwich. I'm sure you're excited to know what I've got. Jules has got a
bacon and sausage.
Bacon and sausage. So yeah, Widemouth Bay Cafe. They do breakfasts all day. They do baps. My sausage was $3.60. Jules, was yours a bit extra because you got some extras?
$4.60.
$4.60. A full breakfast, £9. That's well, you're paying for the experience.
Paying to be by
the sea. But they do burgers, sandwiches, Cornish pasties. They do vegan options, loads of vegan options to be fair. Ice cream, lollies, sweet stuff, milkshakes, cold drinks, coffees, hot chocolates, organic smoothies.
I've got to be honest though, saying that walking up and placing the order, I think £9, I think people would be quite happy to pay that. because they're all out surfing and
it's
and
busy
everything,
here,
and,
isn't it?
and sort of kite surfing, wind surfing, and co-steering. Co-steering, I've never heard of that, but apparently they're doing that as well. So yeah, you'll be ready for a good feed once you've expelled all of that energy.
This is all right, actually.
Yeah.
I know this isn't like a
Food connoisseur, the food channel.
I know this isn't a food channel, but if you're going to buy food somewhere and it's rubbish, it's always a big disappointment. The bread's really nice and fluffy, and a dusted little tea cake, or bap, or whatever you want to call it. I normally call it a bap, don't I? And then the sausage is really nice.
I can see the comments going, well, with a bap, a balm, bread cake, oven bottom muffin.
The ketchup's a bit cheap and vinegary, but the sausages are nice here. Sausage sandwich is good. So I'm sorry, we're eating as usual. But yeah, so that's a good place to maybe come and get a spot of breakfast like we're doing, and then get out on the beach. What we're going to do is we're going to eat these, and then we're going to drive, carry on down this coast road, and we're going to go to Bude. So at least we can have a bit of a look at Bude, even though the weather's bad. So we'll just nibble these and we'll catch you in a bit. So we're back on the coastal road, and we're heading to Bude. You can get to Bude on this coastal road or on the A39. So once again, I'll spin you around so you can see what we can see and the route into Bude. So we're going to bend round to the right, and the car park is then going to be on our right. We can just see it here. So if we follow the road round, Jules, and the turn into the car park is just up on this corner around here. So this is probably the most suitable parking for you with a motorhome. So if we turn right into here, now I'll show you the other car park for other people as well, but if you turn in here, as I say, I think this is called Summer Lees. It's known as the Crescent Long Stay Car Park, but there's the tourist information, and then if we head straight on, now the reason I'm showing you this car park is you'll see there's double bays. You can park in the double bays, but you have to buy 2 tickets. I've checked that on the information for the council car park. But if you go through these gates, it says seasonal overflow, and through here, this is where they actually say you should come to park your motorhome. But so that there, with the grass parking there, you only need to pay for 1 ticket if you park in here. Now we've had a lot of rain, so I can see it looks a little bit muddy in parts. Just there at the entrance looks a bit muddy. But this is the seasonal overflow where they suggest that motorhomers come. And it does actually say that you mustn't stop overnight between 11 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock in the morning. But I say it looks a little bit muddy, sort of just here, but it has been pouring down. So this, if you're coming in a motorhome, is where you can park and you only need to pay for 1 ticket. If you're in the main car park and you take up 2 bays, you do need 2 tickets. So hopefully that's a little bit of help for you if you're coming down into Bude. And you can actually see the canal just there, which is quite nice. There's a walk along the canal as well, as far as I know. So that's probably something we'd do, wouldn't it? We do a canal walk with Fudge. The canal looks pretty full as well, to be fair, right now. So what we'll do is, instead of parking up, we're going to carry on into Bude, and I'll just show you the other car park where you can park if you're in your car or a smaller motorhome. You can, it does say you can park in this car park in a motorhome, but if it's busy, you may struggle to get in and out of it. So hence, I'm just showing you this one. So we'll spin around again and we'll just drive through Bude so you get an idea of what Bude's like. So this is Bude itself. Now we've got the canal there on the left, and there's various shops. We're just going to carry straight on down. So if we go straight on down, this is going to take us to a long stay car park, and that's going to take us down to the beach, and it's Summerlees Beach it's called. And I think that car park's Summerlees. I think that's where I've got Summerlees from. So yeah, the one we went to was the Crescent, and this one that we're going to go to is Summerlees. So basically, we're going to follow the signs for Summerlees Beach, which is going to be down here to the left. So if we venture down here, the rest of the town centre, we'll come back to that shortly, but obviously you've got all the bits of the town centre there. This is the other car park, which again, as I say, is long stay, and you can park here during the day. And it's one way out in and one way out, so we'll just have a drive through. There's a couple of other motorhomes and campers parked over in the left corner. If you're in your car, obviously you're fine here. If you're going to stop in this car park and you need 2 bays, again, you need to make sure you buy 2 tickets for that.
I think that's the exit.
And this is the car park down for Bude Beach. Right, so we'll just have a quick look at the town next. We're not stopping to look at the beach today, unfortunately. We're going to get through the town and then we're going to see that. And then we've got a couple of bits that we need to do today, so we're going to get on with those. We need to go to the supermarket because we haven't got any food left because we sort of ate it all. So to head out of Bude, you can either go back on the coastal road or you can follow the one-way system round like we're doing, and that's going to take you to the A39. We're going to venture back down to the site via the A39. So obviously we did the coastal road, so we'll just see what that's like. Where we are now, this is just dropping us back down to sort of where we'd come in. This is the back end of the town. If you were to venture right at this fork, then you would get back up the town centre, but we're going back out this way. So we will follow the signs for the A39 and we'll be going south on that back down towards Camelford. So there we go, we've had a look at Widemouth Bay, we've had a look at Bude, a bit of a brief look, I know. The main focus of the trip was to see Tintagel, which we saw and really enjoyed. I'll be going back there, definitely. We're going to go to Lidl now and get some food for later. And then we are going back to site and we've got a few things that we want to do, have a trip out with Fudge. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a look around this part of North Cornwall, although it was rather brief, but hopefully you've just enjoyed that. And our next trip is Dorset, so we're heading to Dorset next. Hopefully you'll enjoy seeing a bit of that with us, and we're meant to get some good weather, and we will be getting out on our e-bikes. So a bit of e-bike action, all being well, and a trip to Dorset. So there we go. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the vlog. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Obviously do drop any comments or places of interest that you know of, or sites that are worth visiting. Put them in the comments. It's always good to hear your sort of experiences. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.